This is from The Hill. This was yesterday, or depending on what day you look at it, was the 1st of June. Um, so, Colorado Governor John Hickenlooper, who's running for president, he's one of the alphabet soup of Democrats running. So he's in San Francisco, and he decides to denounce socialism. And what do you think what happened? You guessed it. Hickenlooper booed in San Francisco for denouncing socialism. This is by Reed Wilson from The Hill. Democratic activists booed former Governor John Hickenlooper on Saturday after he warned party faithful about the perils of embracing socialism and socialist positions ahead of next year's presidential race. That's funny. See, Hickenlooper, a former governor of Purple State, Hillary Clinton won by 4.9 percentage points, said Republicans would use the Democratic flirtation with socialism to paint the entire party as outside the mainstream political spectrum. Yeah, they are. It says, if we want to beat Donald Trump and achieve big progressive goals, socialism is not the answer, Hickenlooper told delegates of the California Democratic Party convention. Socialism. Some delegates, meeting in perhaps the most liberal city in America, booed. Of course they did, because they're freaking socialists. Hickenlooper, polling near the bottom of the 24-candidate Democratic field, anticipated the reaction. He amassed a centrist record as governor, working with a Republican-controlled legislature for most of his 2 terms in office, though he scored progressive wins in his final 2 years on the job, after Democrats reclaimed control of the House and Senate. He said allowing Republicans who define the Democratic brand would hurt the party's chances in winning the White House in 2020. Well, yeah. Once they define what you are, you're pretty much stuck with it. It says, quote, if we don't draw a clear distinction between Democrats and our candidates and socialism, the Republicans will paint us into a corner that we cannot get out of, the Hill in an interview shortly after the speech. Massive government expansions may not be strictly speaking socialism, but trust me, Republicans will make it seem like socialism, because it probably is. In places like Ohio, Michigan, North Carolina, and Wisconsin, places we have to win to beat Trump, we'll be starting out 10 yards behind. We need to be laser focused on winning this election, and that's going to mean focusing on kitchen table programs that will actually improve people's qualities of life. I don't know, man. I think everything is going pretty well right now. And if it continues, you're going to be hard-pressed to say, well, he's not doing good, but we can do better. Uh-huh. If he's included in the first Democratic presidential debate later this year month in Miami, Hickenlooper is likely to portray himself as a pragmatic contrast to candidates who have positioned themselves much further to the left. Yeah, tell me about it. Hickenlooper has met one of the Democratic National Committee's 2 thresholds for being included in the debate after receiving at least 1% support in 3 public surveys. He has not yet collected 65,000 donors necessary to meet the second threshold. If more than 20 candidates qualify for the debates, those who have not met both thresholds risk missing out on the debate stage. That's telling, but why would anybody be surprised that he was booed in San Francisco for denouncing socialism? Basically, California is the People's Republic of California. It is a union of Soviet socialist counties in California. I mean, it's bad. This is coming from me. I'm born and raised there. I would never go back. Never live there. No, I mean, and you're going to say, well, Laszlo, what if you got paid X amount of dollars? No, I wouldn't live there. I don't want to give those bastards any more of my money than I have to. And they are bastards. I don't care. The government in California are a bunch of bastards. They're evil people. And I guarantee you, and this is one of my videos earlier last week, was that the 2 questions of socialists took over. I guarantee you, and I honestly believe that if the California government, its next step, they would punish people like me and they would jail me for having wrong think. I guarantee it. They would. I wouldn't necessarily put my head on the chopping block, but I think they would. So, oh God, I was reading some of these. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez tells 2020 Democrat John Delaney to please sashay away. I got riddled with ADD here, but yeah, I think this is par for the course for San Francisco. But it's funny though. People are defecating in the streets. That's okay, you know. Socialism, cool, you know. Defecation in the streets, cool. Trump, bad. Orange man, bad. I mean, it's amazing, but not unexpected. Let's put it that way. You can expect things like this in San Francisco. Even the weird sort of the city of San Diego, which it's kind of weird. It's more purple per se than the deep red. I mean, excuse me, the deep blue of San Francisco and L.A. But it's trending. It's trending towards the wrong direction. And that's what's funny about most of California. They're not like these sick bastards that live in San Francisco, you know, ignoring, you know, defecation in the streets and drug needles just laying about, and, you know, the abject poor. But they just kind of, the rich people there just kind of step over them, and they just don't, they don't really bother them. As long as they keep voting, I guess. But most of like Northern California, they're not like this. They're kind of stuck in a rock and a hard place, and that's why you see some instances where they wanted to break away and create their own state, but that kind of, it's not going to happen. California does not want to give up its 57 electoral votes and split them up. That's just not going to happen. They'll fight that tooth and nail. California has got too much power, and it's pretty much a plus for the D's when it comes to any presidential election. They're for the time being, California is not going anywhere near an R unless something wacky happens, like, I don't know, earthquake that cuts a state in half. But, you know, doubt it. But yeah, poor old John Hickenlooper. Don't trust him. He's a Democrat. And just like Republicans, I don't trust them too much because these guys run in the same circles. And then he gets booed for denouncing socialism. I mean, good God. Who would have thought it, right? Anybody with a IQ over room temperature would figure this out. San Francisco loves socialism. I don't, but they do.